Good morning and welcome. Welcome to CSL Greater Boston. I'm Gina. I am blessed to be here in service for service. I am here for as the spiritual director of CSL Greater Boston, and here is actually my home today. We are virtual today. We have new hours, and it is exciting as far as for the summertime. We all have busy lives, and we are going to be in person half the time. So we will be in person the second and fourth Sundays. We will be in person in Medford, and the rest of it we will be virtual. So I am hoping that you are with us for every one of them, and I welcome you to our beautiful, loving community. We celebrate the science of mind. We practice what is a mixture of philosophy and religion and science. And it's a little bit of each all rolled into one that we call truth. And we live in this knowing. We celebrate each individual as spirit, living and breathing and knowing that spirit in me, as me, is me. And as it is for me, it is for each one. So today we have a special message that I am excited. It's just talking about me, myself, and I, which is, I have to tell you, an uncomfortable topic when I was looking into it. Just the title alone, I'm like, But the truth is, it's so important because how we feel about talking about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, how we portray ourselves in the world becomes our life. So it is an important message, and I'm so grateful that you're here with us this morning. We are going to celebrate with some music. We have beautiful people with us that are doing our readings and invocation. And I am just so grateful that you are here. So thank you for celebrating this topic, this day, this Independence Weekend with us. And our first song that we're going to play today is Karen Drucker's The Face of God.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu es l'image de l'amour.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu sei il volto dell'amore.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of God. The face of God. I hold you in my heart. are a part of me. You are the face of God, the face of God. You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
I hold you in my heart.
Eres la cara del amor.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. 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 La luce di Dio. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God.
L'image de Dieu.
You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God.
La luz de Dios.
You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
You are the face of God. The universe expands through you. In any and every moment, life expands, just like this background. It just bursts with life as you. So I am honoring that and knowing that in this moment. And I am going to bring in another burst of light that I absolutely am so grateful. Rev Valerie is going to do our invocation for us this morning.
Good morning, CSL Greater Boston. I thank everyone for joining us this holiday weekend. Thank you. And so I invite you to join me in taking a few deep cleansing breaths and remembering and recognizing that you are the face of God, that we are the face of God, and that this service is the face and activity of God. And so now just take a moment to bless this morning and all that it took to get you here. Blessing all that it was and all that it was not. Just letting it all go. And give yourself permission to breathe into that I am presence. Breathe into the face of God that you are. This divine I am presence within each and every one of us. That presence of peace, of love, harmony, joy, and abundance, and so much more. And so as I allow myself to experience this presence, I recognize that there is nothing else but that. And so I know that I am and we are at one-ment with this presence. And so I'm speaking from this awareness of knowing that we each are blessed with the goodness, the wholeness, and the perfection of the divine within and without and all around us. And so this goodness and this wholeness and this perfection is everywhere present. It is permeating this platform right here, right now. It is permeating in, through, and around each and every one of us. And so I gratefully embrace this experience of this morning's celebration service, knowing that we are each filled up and overflowing with the blessings that are being offered. We are filled up and overflowing with the music, with the reading and technology, and the heart to heart connection, the heart to heart communion and oneness, and knowing that we each are the face of God. And so I'm blessing the wisdom from the message that is lovingly expressed and offered through our spiritual director, Gina, knowing that she is open and receptive and tapped into that divine wisdom that she presents. And so I just claim and accept that the highest good is all around us, through us, and about us, and that the divine activity of this celebration service unfolds perfectly. And so I just surrender it all, surrendering it all to the law, and I call it good, and I let it be. And please join me in stating, sealing these words, sealing this Sunday service with this statement, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much, Reverend Valerie. It was beautiful. And next, we are going to have our sacred reading from our beloved Karen.
Good morning. Thank you, Reverend Valerie. That was beautiful. We are the face of God. The reading this morning comes from 365 Days of Richer Living. Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker collaboration on this. God must act by means of me, for otherwise I have no purpose in life. I am, therefore, that which caused me to be, must have a reason for my being. I have confidence that the infinite mind knew what it was doing as it released me into the world. I have a divine purpose and a spiritual reason for being. I am not an accident of fate, nor a victim of inheritance. I am a living soul equipped to display the attributes of God in my world. I have within me the potentials of greatness, yes, the glory of God as he acts through man. To me is given the mind, life, and love of God, and I accept my role in the divine plan. I live because God is life. I love, for within me is a love greater than I have ever known. I am kind to others because God in me knows their love, their integrity, their hopes. I have at the center of my being all the mind of truth. His ideas are mine, and his ways are my paths of peace. I know the real meaning of spiritual justice. I judge no man by his outer actions, I judge only righteous judgment. God is man in his own self, and though his outer actions may camouflage this, it still remains true. I behold the truth in every person. I see God in every face. To live in the presence is to live always in balance. I have true temperament, for I am guided by the wisdom that always guides me rightly. I indulge in the good and fast from all evil. I find my every hunger and thirst satisfied by an inner manna of the Spirit. I live with wisdom and allow my fellow man to do the same. I have the spiritual intelligence to perceive the difference between temperaments and intolerance. I live and let live. I love and let love happen. I have faith in my concept of truth and respect my fellow man's concept as well. I live in God and I express his love, justice, and temperament. And so it is.
And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you for that reading. Oh, I love that. Imagine really remembering that I am fulfilled through the inner mana of the spirit. I love that line. And before we get into our message, our next song that we're going to listen to is True Colors. Today's topic again is talking about the self, the true self of who we are and our relationship with ourselves. So it's about knowing ourselves on that intimate place. And who better than children to show us what that's all about?
You with the sad eyes. Don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness there inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you call me up because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Let them show your true colors. See your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. I see your true colors.
Yes, your true colors are as beautiful as a rainbow. Spirit is that magnificence shining through you. So last month we talked about the body. We talked about all aspects of this physical divine body. And this month we're going to talk about relationships. All different types of relationships. And of course, we start that, we're talking about, I mean, that's our relationships with everything in life, but we start that with ourselves. If I don't treat me well, then I'm teaching others not to treat me well. I'm setting a precedence, I'm setting an example, I'm deciding what is mine to do. There's so many layers of life, and we know that what we think about, what we focus on, we bring about. That's what we teach, that's what we know. Without a doubt, this is what we know. And we go through life oftentimes until we recognize it or until we're taught. We don't know about choices and we don't know what to focus on. And there's so many things in life, and it's just so busy. Yet, our relationship with everything in life comes through our eyes, our lenses. So, I want to talk today about the four selves. Let's focus on the four selves. And the first is self identification. So, what does that mean? Self identification. Who are you in this world? Who are you? What are you thinking about? What are you bringing about? So it's not just who you are as far as being someone's mom, dad, sister, brother. It's not just about being someone's friend and the roles that you play. You're not just an employee. Who are you? As a life coach for over a decade, I have been working with people to figure out who they really are, not the roles that they play, but who they really are. And now, through ministry and through teaching this, it's really understanding who and whose you are. You are a divine, individualized expression of spirit. One of the mantras that I have that I practice is God in me, as me, is me. And I say that so often, God in me, as me, is me. So I can decide and really, I don't know about decide, but remember. That's the whole point, is remembering who and whose I am. Because the Spirit is for me and with me and as me, what can come against me? So one of the things as we grow up is to really figure out authentically, who am I? Who do I choose to be in the world? Children are beautiful because they have such vibrant personalities. Until we, kind of force it out of them in different ways that they need to be responsible and get a job and they should think this way. And we can send them to school and they have to learn a certain way. And while things are changing in that light, who are you really? And it's spending time and loving that person, valuing that person is so important. As we go through this, understanding, really, how do I identify myself? It's not just the pronouns that we use, it's not just our name. Who am I? And am I living in a way that people that I meet know who I am? If you're an artist at heart, you live a certain way. Your beingness shines when you do your art, whatever that may be. If you're a teacher, when you teach, you come alive. Whatever it is that you are here to do, whatever your purpose is, when you're doing it, amazing things happen. You shine. So, self identification, it's so important that we release any seeming shame or hurt or any guilt. Some of us, including myself, were raised in, you know, layers of different types of guilt. Sometimes it was the religion of origin, sometimes it just in general, the would, should, coulds, the expectations of others. And there are layers of guilt, feeling like we're not enough. That is not who you are in any way, shape, or form. That is not what to identify with. Those are other people's words, those are other people's expectations. Spirit as you is magnificent right now. And the only thing that truly holds us back is ourselves. I talked about that last week. I spoke about how, if there's a blockage somewhere, it's in me. Spirit always flows. So it's coming into that place and identifying who I really am and honoring that. And it is so important. This year's theme is living in everyday wonder. When we truly know ourselves, it gives us an opportunity to honor ourselves. Now, I am not talking about ego. I am not saying I am better than anyone else. It's not about better than. It is about honoring that spark within you, that magnificence that allows you to create beyond comprehension. It's not just in some, it's in all. So it's being in our place and really understanding it and caring for ourselves. Well, how do we do that? How do I show up and care for myself? I love this quote. Eartha Kitt said, "It's all about falling in love with yourself and sharing that love with someone who appreciates you, rather than looking for love to compensate for a self-love deficit." Isn't that a powerful statement? We don't need anybody else to fulfill us. Spirit's already there. But when we create seeming blockages of guilt and shame and pain, any of that stuff, that's where we start looking for other people to validate, where I spent most of my life, especially childhood, trying to make you, or even my 20s, my 30s, if you were happy with me, then I was okay. If you were saying good things about me, then didn't say as many bad things about me. And I don't know why our society is built that way. Bigger, better, faster, more should have been. I don't know. But the truth is, all we really need to be is ourselves. And being authentic is the bravest thing that you can do. So it's really understanding that. Brene Brown said, "I now see how owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Is really knowing and owning our story right where I am. Not only am I enough, but I am wonderfully and magnificently made into an as spirit. Do I really want to complain about God's handiwork?" So I get to choose. It's being in and of spirit, not the ego. And it's a fine line, I know, but it's really understanding that we get to choose it. The next self is self talk. What am I saying about myself? Do you hear yourself say things that you would never say to someone else? Do you ever have that, when you get mad at yourself when you're not? I think everybody does it. That I should be thinner, that I should have, would have, could have. Well, look at that person and look how fit they are and look what they can do, and look at that person and they've accomplished more, and all of those things really are, it's amazing to me. We've got that negative self-talk. You look at these selves and they're all part of our life. What we say to ourselves about ourselves is what we're creating more. So if at any point there is something that you don't want, don't say it, don't claim it, don't own it, because you are creating more of it. That's the frequency. That's the the drum you're drumming. If it's not the sound you want, then don't play it. And we're, whether we say it out loud or not, we're teaching others how to treat us. The truth about you. Who are you? What makes you special? What do you love about your life? So these are some questions that we can ask ourselves. And I'm going to post these so you can spend some time. Hopefully, I'll post them on Facebook and hopefully in Instagram as well. So, like us on Instagram and follow us on Facebook, and just know that we put these things out here so you can spend some time journaling a little bit about it. Who are you really? What makes you special? Now, don't get stuck in the, well, it's not about ego special. Spirit created you. What are you good at? How do you help others? What quality do you have? What are your divine attributes that Spirit made for and as you? If you're not shining and using them, it's like someone giving you an amazing gift and you just left it there in the corner and did nothing with it. And not talked about because you didn't want to show it off. The whole point of someone being good to you is so that you can be good to you. It's learning how. And that last one is, what do you love about your life? Unfortunately, we spend way too much time looking at the things we don't want that aren't enough. I have a beautiful home that I live in, that I have a comfortable bed. I have a husband that I adore. I have air conditioning in the middle of the summer. I could rattle off a million blessings. Or I could stay focused on what isn't enough, what needs to get done, what I haven't done yet. Which are you focusing on? So, what do you love about your life? See, our freedom, and it is Independence Day weekend, our true freedom is to focus on whatever it is we choose, and what we choose, we grow. It's just that simple. You know, thoughts are expansive, that we're planting seeds in every moment, and we get to choose. So let's choose consciously. And if we're not choosing, we are basically choosing what we already have, and we're allowing whatever has to unfold, whether we like it or not. So, self care is the next one. And I want to talk about what that looks like. And I love this because it tells you it can be asking for help. Okay. What does that mean? How many of us like to ask for help? Nobody really likes asking for help. It's almost like I should already be able to handle this. And I know that it's like that for everyone. I know, especially as a woman, there's insecurity sometimes of, well, I want to do it myself. At least I was raised that way. There's nothing that, I should be able to do everything and anything everyone else can do. And I know that everyone has that in different ways. But we get an option. We can ask for help. And people are there. We're supposed to need each other. But it also is spending time alone and saying, I need some space. Putting yourself first. Because if I don't take care of me, I can't take care of anything else. Asking for what you need. And that's a tricky one. How many of us are used to asking for help, asking for what we need? How many times have we said, well, they should know? They don't know unless you tell them. Many times in my life, I was very frustrated that, well, I was there for them when they were grieving. Why aren't they there for me? And it dawned on me, over the years of, self practice and really working on me and looking and delving deeper. And when I say working, I don't mean like to fix me. I mean understanding myself at a deeper level. I was giving the impression to people that I didn't need any help. I would never accept it if you offered it. And I said, no, everything's fine. I wasn't telling you what was really going on in my life. So I didn't know how to ask for what I need. I didn't tell you that I was upset or hurt that you didn't call. I didn't let you in on the fact that I was even grieving at times. So how could you know how to help me if I didn't tell you that I needed it? So many of us become mind readers, that we think we know what people are thinking, or think that they should know what we're thinking. Communication is key. And we have to be aware of how we feel in order to communicate it with others. So be really mindful of asking for what you need. Doesn't mean everybody else is going to jump and be right there. But if you don't know and you don't ask, you never know. But especially asking spirit. It is not selfish for you to be fully fulfilled. Spirit, as you, deserves to be joyful and wants to give you the kingdom, but you must ask for it. The story of the prodigal son talks about the two sons, one that had gone away and sowed his wild oats and spent his inheritance and all of that, and then came back and was given everything. And I can remember my whole life feeling like, but I did everything right, and I was that other son that never left. Shouldn't I have more? And the truth is, there is no more or less. There is no scarcity in spirit. There is only abundance. So the whole point of the story is not that the son that came back got more than the other son got. The other son never asked for anything, therefore never got it. Was always there and was always loved, but never reaped the rewards of that love because they never asked. Ask your divine parent, your divine beloved, for what you need emotionally, spiritually. Put those words or that feeling, commune with that, and know that spirits touch you. But you have to know and ask. How many times as a belligerent teenager was I in that place of, no, I've got it, I've got it. I didn't ask for anything. And I became someone, same woman in my 20s and 30s that didn't ask for help. I can do this, I can do this, at my own detriment. We see it clearly in others, but it's important that we remember that we get that opportunity. We get to set boundaries, healthy boundaries, staying at home sometimes and just being in that place of nurturing ourselves. Here's a big one, saying no. You get to complete sentence. I don't have to tell you why. If I'm not able to, or if I am not in that place right now, I get to choose. If someone asks you, that means you have a choice. And the last one in there is forgiving yourself. Now, this little slide itself could be an entire workshop. You could speak days on those topics. But yes, we must forgive ourselves. I was the hardest on me by far in my life. It wasn't intentional. I still am, to be honest with you. But I try to catch myself. As I speak out loud to other people, I notice that I do things and I don't give myself credit for it. Still, well, you get to choose to either give yourself the credit for what you are doing or not. You get to choose every aspect of your life, whether we're choosing it consciously or unconsciously. It is a choice. Self care, that when we talked about those boundaries, all of those things mean so much. And it really determines our life. We get to decide, how do I deserve to be treated? Part of self care is really being in that awareness, in that if somebody treats me in a way that is not how I should be treated, I need to speak up for myself. And I need to honor myself. It's also our spiritual practices. How much time am I putting into that highest and best part of me, my soul? When I live from the outside in, I can be thrown off easily and effortlessly. I can see any given moment I could turn on the news and be thrown. But when I am grounded in my spiritual practices, wow, amazing things happen. I am coming from a different perspective. We've got these spiritual tools of affirmative prayer, practitioner sessions, meditation. We have, readings and prayer partners, classes and journaling, visioning. We get to be in spiritual community. And as I do that, as I care for myself with that conscious connection with divine, I am centered and my depth for life is different eyes of seeing things. I am allowing myself to feel the truth, be steeped in truth, and not distracted. We talk about oneness. Duality is what I see. It is all separate from spirit. And there is nothing separate from spirit. The basis of what we teach is oneness. You cannot be in oneness and duality at the same time. So, what are we practicing in that moment of choice? How am I living? How am I grounding myself in that truth? What do I do to make sure I stay there? And the last one that I put there is self esteem. How do I feel about me in the world? Not just what the face that I put on as I walk into the world. Self esteem is really understanding, do you know who you really are as that beloved child of divine? Our self esteem teaches people how to treat us. It's so important that we do not accept unacceptable behavior from anyone, but especially ourselves. Ernest Holmes says we suffer not because suffering is imposed upon us, but because we're ignorant of our true nature. Your true nature is divine. You are that spark. You are that light. Your soul that lives within you, breathes within you. Your true colors are divine. Do you remember that? Are you harnessing all of that power, all of that joy? Are you living? See, everything in our life is choice. We look at in this country right now, in the United States, we can look at some of the things that are going on and just be blown away. Jonathan Livingston Seagull, Richard Bach said, don't believe what your eyes are telling you. All they show is limitation. Look with your understanding. Find out what you already know, and you will see the way to fly. So look within you at what you already know. Be bold, be courageous. Live that best life right now. See, every other relationship in our lives is based on what we think about ourselves, how we feel, how we honor ourselves or don't. You cannot hate someone and not be filled with hate. How we treat animals, how we treat the planet, all of these things are wrapped in our relationships. And how I honor anything is how I'm honoring myself. So it is so important, more so than ever. The world needs your authenticity, needs your boldness, needs your joy, needs your creativity. And we are here at CSL to Centers for Spiritual Living to celebrate that. And especially here, in Greater Boston chapter, we are here in and as love. So thank you all for being here with me today. We've got so much in this month that we're going to talk about when it comes to that. And I'm excited because relationships are so important in our lives. And we're going to take a look throughout that. We have an Independence Weekend right now. And I celebrate you and I celebrate each one. And in that, I just want to go into our affirmation for this week. And I invite you to say that with me. The universe, loving itself, is expressed as my self love. Again, the universe, loving itself, is expressed as my self love. So it is not selfish. It is exactly what we need. And I invite you to be in that place of love, as love, celebrating yourself today, this week, this month, and moving forward in a new way, honoring yourself, allowing Spirit as you to do the miraculous things you were born for. And we're going to move into our time. You know, the law of circulation says what we give, we will receive. It is a time where if you've been blessed by our message, you've been blessed, you know, please be with me and let's say the sacred giving affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And there are different ways that you can give, and we thank you for all of them. You can use PayPal, which you can even scan that little scanner, or you can use text to give, and that's the phone number. You set it up once and you can text anytime, quick and easy. So I thank you for allowing us and helping us to do what we do because of you. That's where we are. We can do this because of our community, the people that love and support us, and I thank you for that. And, you know, we're going to close with our prayer, but I wanted to mention a couple of announcements. Again, so important to know that we are the 2nd and 4th, and these are the dates, and it'll be on our website and it'll be on our Facebook page. So these are the dates that we are in person for the summertime, and I hope you can join us for all of them. I wanted to give a special thank you for Lisa Medley last week who came in. We had a wonderful workshop on that divine body and the connection, and it was wonderful. So grateful for her. And if you wanted to hear that message, you can always go back. We have all of our messages on YouTube or Facebook. You can take a look. We're also services now 5 p.m. as well globally on New Thought Media Network. So know that you can also go on NT Media Network anytime. We've got things coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll be making some announcements about our visioning. We're coming back with weekly visioning again, which is exciting. And we've got a class that we're going to announce very soon. So thank you for being here. And let's ground this knowing, this truth in a treatment, in our affirmative prayer. So I invite you to be right where you are and just take a breath, knowing that there is only one power, one presence, one love, one life. And that this one is exactly where I am, where each one is. This one is power, presence, love, joy, peace, harmony, abundance, wisdom. This one, the Alpha and the Omega, everything in between. Knowing this infinite, omniscient, omnipresent, opulent one includes me. I am that I am presence. And as I know it of me, I know it of each one. That there is nowhere spirit is not. Knowing that infinite light, that absolute oneness. I claim that peace and that harmony, that abundance, that wisdom and perfection, that wholeness, that allness of spirit, that power and possibility. I claim that right here and right now. For myself, for everyone hearing this message, and I claim that for all. For there is nowhere spirit is not, therefore it is in the all. I claim world peace, knowing that there is harmony within each one. And I claim that harmony, manifesting in incredible ways, miraculously spreading love, shining it forth all over this beautiful world and beyond. Beauty and harmony in our environment, knowing that in truth, spirit is that, is all. and knowing that perfect peace, that love, that wholeness exists for Mother Earth and our world, claiming that each one has all that they need, all of the assistance, all of the support, anything that is needed, Spirit is. And I call it forth right here and right now, knowing that divine communication, as each one, is clearer than ever before, that grounded in these spiritual tools, in this spiritual truth, life is living in greater and greater ways, manifesting miracles always. I expect greater good, tidal waves of good, to flow into the lives of each one celebrating this message right here and right now, and in any moment. I call forth the love, the boldness, the power of divine, and I celebrate it. I sprinkle that joy like pixie dust all over the world and beyond. I celebrate it. I bask in it. And I give thanks for it, knowing that the law makes it so, that I need not figure any of it out. So I give it all to God and I let God be God today. I celebrate the freedom, the true joy. I celebrate it and I let it be, knowing that Spirit is that allness, Spirit is that good. And I am grateful, so very grateful for it. So in this very moment, I give it all away. I set it free. I say amen and blessed be. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And I wish everyone a very happy 4th of July weekend. Be safe, be loved, be joyful. In our last song, we are going to celebrate ourselves this week. We are going to know ourselves. We are going to know that relationship. We are going to honor every bit of it. And this last song will help us do that. Help us to remember that this is me. Have a beautiful week. Enjoy your 4th of July. Blessings and love.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, sharpest words cut me down. In a sand of blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. We'll fire away across the day. I won't let the shame sink in.
We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun.
We are warriors.
Yeah, that's what we become.
Won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. Oh, we're glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, gonna set fire, gonna drown them out. gonna send blood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me.